Oh, by the way, you're being recorded. Everybody from Austin? In Austin?
Yeah.
Sweet. I'll give it another minute or two. All right, let's just jump in. Let me see how this is. Camera business is going here. So I want to thank you guys for being here. There's really like 4 or 5 or 6 of you that are not on the team that are here right now. We've had much bigger than this before on turnout, and I'm excited about this because it means we actually might be able to have more conversation with each other. We'll pause here in a minute and get to know you a little bit. My name is Clay Byrne, the Byrne Real Estate Group. I founded it several years ago with Stephanie, actually. We're a growing team, and the Austin real estate market, as you know, is bananas. So it's probably why you've got some desire to look into this a little bit. And one of the great things about our team is I've got some really amazing people on. We have our people are amazing. So they've committed to growing even more and more, which means we need more people like y'all to do that. So we thought we would help you guys learn a little bit more about what the real estate team business is all about, how it's different from being a single agent, and then any other questions you might have. I'll do my best to answer them. If I don't, ask us specifically, and we'll talk about it. A little bit of housekeeping. There's a little chat box there at the bottom of the Zoom. You can put your questions in there. We've got somebody watching that, and if the question is relevant and specific to what we're talking about at the moment, it would be a good time to talk about, then Stephanie will let me know. Otherwise, when we get to the end, we'll address all the questions, I promise. What I'd like to do is just talk a little bit about teams, single agent, what the difference is, why you care, why you don't care. And then we'll go through that a little bit, and then we'll get into just some Q&A and get to know each other a little bit, okay? Sweet. So I'm Clay Byrne. I'm from Austin. Been doing this for 25 years. We're going to introduce the team a little bit. I've got Stephanie is on my left if you want to start, and then we just kind of go through the I don't know, what do you call these? Mug shots? I don't know. TV screens?
Headshots. I don't know.
Headshot.
My name is Stephanie. I am the director of operations for the team. I've been on the team for about 6.5 years now with Clay. Started just the 2 of us, and then we've grown to what and who you see today. My role on the team is running the operations side of the business. And so what that means is doing all of the client care, listings management, transaction management, and building out the systems in general for the team, as well as any other random thing that happens or comes my way.
Yeah, we got Stephanie and I started a long time ago, like she just said, and we've gone through a lot of growing together. And one of the things we learned along the way is we probably needed outside help to help coach us along, because I'm a real estate agent, so I don't really know what I'm doing. And she needed more help than me, being gone all the time, showing houses and all that stuff. So we got into some coaching, and it's it totally changed our life. And then some of the other leaders that you'll meet here in a second when I learn to shut up, same thing for them. So we not only do we believe in accountability, but also massive coaching from outside places, from some of the best in the country, to just keep us moving along, because we got big plans. So sorry.
Am I next?
Yes.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Kayla, and I am the Director of Client and Agent Relations. I help with recruiting, operations. I do sales and some inside sales too. I kind of wear a bunch of different hats, and I've been with the team for almost 3 years. Pretty soon, towards the end of this year, it'll be 3 years, and I've really loved it. I've learned and grown a lot with the team, and really enjoyed it. So it's incredible to see how much we've grown as a team together. And when I first started, it was just me, Stephanie, and Clay. And now we have a big team. So it's wonderful. And we're just here to help you guys and answer any questions you may have about what it's like joining a real estate team.
Why don't we just go in order of like who's been here the longest? So that Leslie, you're next.
It's not a little bit.
All right, so I'm Leslie. I am the Senior Buyer Specialist with the Byrne Real Estate Group. I have been here for about 2 years, and I am in production, so I help buyers, and I also help train and run our sales department.
And with she's the turbo jets to the system here.
Turbo. Yeah.
That's exactly what they sound like.
Yeah.
Matthew?
Yes, so I am a buyer's agent on the buyer team as well. And I've been here for about 5 months. Really love Austin and really love doing what I do. And I'm learning new things every day.
Hi, my name is Bailey. I am the marketing and content manager for the Byrne team. I've been working here for about 4 months, and I've seen it grow so much just in the short amount of time that I've been here. And I love working with everybody, and it's just really exciting.
Yeah, we love having you.
Yes.
Okay, I think I'm next. My name's Julia. I'm a buyer agent on the team. I've been here for about 2 months, I guess 2.5. And yeah, I just really love this team. A lot of accountability, but really great people to surround yourself with.
Yep, perfect.
Hi, my name is Christine. I am a transaction coordinator with the Byrne team. I've been here for just over a month. And yeah, I was really looking for a team specifically to join. I just knew the invaluable support that a team would provide. And I've seen that realized so much over the past month. As a transaction coordinator, I process transactions and listings and yeah, work on both the buyer and the seller side.
Yeah, she's been awesome. Hey, Stephanie, you want to tell them about your first couple of days?
Sure. Hi, I'm Stephanie, nickname pending since we have 2 of us. I have just almost completed my 2nd day here on the team, and I can tell you that I was kind of going back and forth between single agent and joining a team. And even already in my first 2 days, I know I made the right decision because the support and just the training and everything has just been invaluable. It's been so amazing, and looking forward to growing and learning more and moving forward.
Yeah, perfect. Let's say, are all of y'all licensed already? Thank you, Stephanie. Are all the folks that are not on the team, all 4 or 5 of you that are still here, are y'all licensed or getting your license or license? I see a thumb.
Yeah, I'm licensed.
Diamond's licensed.
Peter William Chim, they said.
I didn't hear what she said. Mia, can you say that again?
I'm sorry, I didn't bother. I answered some buddy's questions.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else licensed or think about getting licensed?
I'm getting licensed within the month.
Okay, good.
I don't know if you saw Clay that I put my thumb up, but yeah, I've been licensed since late May.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Any of you guys, have y'all got any deals going yet?
No, not
I've
yet.
closed several, and Tuesday was my big closing at T&T. So, but I've done several since in 2.5 months.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's been a little crazy.
That's terrific.
In fact, I just went and picked up my check from closing and they put it in a thing with cash coming out at the TNT.
That's awesome.
Like that. Yeah, it was pretty
Look at
awesome.
that. I like that. I love cash.
Is that awesome?
Nobody takes it anymore, but I love it anyways.
Looks like I just left the casino. That's what it meant.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, let's talk a little bit about who we are. I mean, we've been doing that. One of the things that we do a lot of advertising on, and the point of all this is just for like agents, like recognition and for, I don't know, validations, because there's a lot of consumers, as you'll probably know, like moving to Austin, investors and tech employees and things like that. And so the more that we're out there, the more kind of validated we are. So when they call us, like that whole process of turning them into clients and things like that is a lot easier. We also team up with Austin Title and Home Warranty of America because they're so involved in so many pieces of the transaction, and there's so many questions. These transactions have gotten so much more complicated over the years. We have really great relationships with Jenny Newman and her team over at Austin Title, and then Miriam Hansen at Home Warranty of America. I think, Leslie, you had Miriam on the phone last night working on, or Julia, working on a deal, trying to make some clarity on like what's covered, what's not covered as you were negotiating through a contract, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Miriam is amazing. And she did gave us some advice on a seller didn't want to pay for something. And so, we needed to know upfront if our clients were going to be covered if something happened to the AC. And so she gave us advice to give to them, which is incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know how to go back here. Yeah, and that's the whole part of the team is like when you get into those deep relationships with people, and there's a lot of people out there that want to help you and get into with you. You're gonna want to pay attention to that because there will be questions. There will be so many questions that you're not going to be sure how to answer. You just need to know who to call to get the answers to that. Like clients will love you for that. One of the keys to success in the real estate business is building up the business so that it's like the repeat and the referral business. And in order to do that, you have to be like the real estate resource and then some, like for vendors and jobs and all kinds of stuff. You just want people to think about you when it's time to start talking about real estate. And the bigger you make your team, and it doesn't have to just be like us, it could be your lender and your title company and your warranty company and all that, then the more you can answer their questions, there's no reason for them to call anybody else. Does that make sense? You don't want them to call anybody else, is the whole point of that long-winded conversation. What's the difference between realtors, brokers, solar agent team? You guys probably know this better than I do since you're in school, you just got out of school. The broker, as you know, is the person that holds your license. They're basically ultimately the people responsible for compliance and making sure that your files are in order before you can get paid on your transaction. A realtor is you guys. When you get licensed, you become a licensed realtor when you pay your dues to National Association of Realtors, which is included in your ABOR realtors fees. But it means that you can then go out and represent buyers and sellers in transacting real estate, and you're upheld. You have to hold the canon of ethics and all these other things. Like you're held accountable to basically how you treat people. And I guess the next part of being that as a realtor is that you can either be a solo agent or you can be on a team. Now there's a million different, I don't know if there's a million, there's a whole bunch of different ways to make money in the real estate business. You can do what Stephanie is and be a director of operations. She's licensed. You can be Christine, be a transaction coordinator. So if you really like to, you can be ISA, you can be someone who just answers the phones, asks questions and sets appointments. You can be a buyer's agent, you can be a listing agent, you can be a property management, you can get into title, you can be lending. The real estate industry itself is huge. For certain things, you need to be licensed to talk about price and size and things like that of like a specific piece of property or a house. You guys are probably like, and these other things since you just got out of school. But if you just love being part of like people's like major decision making, what they're gonna call their home or things like that, then you don't necessarily have to just be an agent to be part of a real estate, like a successful real estate career. You get to kind of figure out what you really excel in. And that's where a team comes in. A team, the whole point of the team is to basically figure out, like, I love real estate, I love people, I want to help people achieve their goals, but I really like just doing transactional stuff. And so I'm going to go do Christine's job, and I get to like fill my bucket every single day, which makes me happy. And I really love to do this all the time. So when a team does it right, then you get people plugged into the, you know, they call it the right seats on the bus. You're surrounded by people that are happy doing their job every single day. And when you have a team that's full of happy people, like, you're an unstoppable force. Do you guys agree with that?
Absolutely.
I can't see you guys anymore.
100%.
There we go. Yeah. The let me ask you a different question. Do you guys have any specific questions about teams or agents, or do you want me just to like go through this? Or we have a smaller group, so we can kind of do a Q&A if you'd like to do that instead.
I do. I have a lot of questions.
All right, lay them on us. Y'all okay with that?
Is everyone all right with that? Other newbie people?
Yeah.
I do not want to dominate.
No, it's fine, because the whole point of this is, like, let me just finish this, Allison, and then we can get to some questions. Like, I just want to make sure that you guys are educated, because you have a lot of decisions. There's a lot of people coming at you when you get your license. Join us, join us, join us. I mean, just like, there's just a little bit, let me give you a couple of tips and then we'll jump into this, but like, figure out what's most important to you. Like, well, how do you define success? Is it, I just want to help 5 people a year? Or is it, I want to help 100 people a year? Or I want to make $1 gajillion, or I'm cool making 30 grand. There's no wrong answers. All right. It's just like, what's important to you. And then you got to go out and find that broker or that team or that buddy or whatever that has like their success and what they want to do aligns with what you want to do and who you are. Interview a bunch of people, go talk to a bunch of brokers, like take that, because you're like, you just bet on yourself in a major way. This is a commission only industry for the most part. So like, you've got to make sure you're going to find and get aligned with people that are going to like help you be successful. Mm-hmm. So a lot of like what I was going to talk about today is basically that. And I'll probably find a way to work all that back into this. Yeah, I mean, we can, yeah, I like this just because it kind of shows some things, but in fact, I'll just leave that up. You guys, there was one other thing I was going to mention about, like, you've got to figure out like what's makes, and then the next part is like, what are you willing to do to make it happen? So, and that's a life journey kind of a negotiation with yourself, I think, is what I'm finding out. But all right, Allison, what questions have you got?
Well, as you know, should know probably already, that I am a Keller Williams agent. So I'm already part of the Keller Williams team. I'm just in a different part, and I am not on a team. I'm been working on my own. So initially coming out of the chute, as you get your license and you get out there, you have no idea, unless you have some friends that are on a team versus someone that's out there solo. So you have no clue of what that means, what that looks like. So that's what I am investigating and looking at, because here's the reason why, and you'll appreciate this. And I'm older than all you guys, so it was funny. I was just sitting here smiling, looking at all your youthful faces and just going, oh, that was just such a great time of life. But I'm on this side, and this is also a great time of life, right? Because don't have kids in school, got adults, they're on their own. It's all really great. It's all good. So I have a friend who was in the fitness industry. I've been a personal trainer for 35 years. I've been out there conducting my own business for a very long time. And she and I were together. She left when COVID happened, and I did as well. This was in Houston, Texas. She became a realtor in Houston. She is in the same business I was, and she is just kicking, you know the word, from here all the way around. She, like, one week, she was like, every other day on Facebook, oh, I closed today, I closed 7 closings in 1 week. So she's just knocking it out of the park. She's on a team that looks exactly like your team. So of course, being a new agent, that's extremely attractive to me, because I can see the difference of what she's, experiencing. And then me being out there, just working the open houses and getting out there and doing everything I can do to create my own success, which is awesome too. But I'm only 3 months in, and I'm at this point where I'm looking at the landscape, what's available to me, right? Which is why when I got your email, I reached out to you. So I see her success. I have interviewed her thoroughly as to what that looks like and what a team feels like to her. It's going to shock you why I'm attracted to a team, I think. I think you know the benefits of it, but here's why I am interested in being part of a team. Think about what I've been doing for 35 years. I've been up in front of people and audiences with a headphone on, getting people riled up. I was teaching at HCI out in, wherever that is, Lakeway. And I've been teaching and being in front of groups for my entire life, a part of a team, but a solo act, if that makes sense, right? So what I'm looking for is that cohesive teamwork that lifts you up and says, you can do this, let's do this together, but you're still competitive. I was competing with other people to get people in my class and to be the best trainer wherever I was. But it's that teamwork that I'm looking for. And it doesn't have anything to do, honestly, to be totally honest, with the 7 closings in 1 week. For me, it's about that cohesive goal where I connect with you and I connect with you and we're all in this together and we support each other and there's a camaraderie. That is what turns me on at this point in my life, because I have only lived in Austin for 1.5 years. I want to know you guys. I want to hang out with you guys. I want to enjoy you guys. So that's what I'm looking for. That's why I'm interviewing teams, because I'm a team player, but I'm also super competitive. So I'm looking for that place that's going to launch and stay with me every step of the way. As I told you, I just came out of the shoot. I've done 14 open houses in just a few weeks. And my investor client, who I just closed on, who I'm now the listing agent on his property, came out of an open house and he arrived at the last 5 minutes of the door. I was walking out. So that's my thing. Yeah. I am here because I want to be part of a team that sees the world the same way as does and is excited about this as I am. I hope that is what I'm asking those questions.
Thanks for being here and congratulations on your success. Did you know that like 97 or 87% of agents in the first 2 years don't even close 5 deals? Did y'all know that?
I don't know the stats, but I knew it was low.
Yeah, it's really low. So you're already crushing it. You're above average. You're well above average. I think all of you guys are, because you're so curious about what to do next with your license. So appreciate all of you being here. One of the you really hit on the nail on the head with a team is like, there's going to be all kinds of groups of people to get together and call themselves groups or teams and all these things. And it's like what you're talking about is really like, what's the culture of this situation that I'm in? Do I like coming in here? Do I like having these kind of adult conversations with people? Do I like, it's not just about you. It's like, am I able to contribute, and will they like absorb what I'm contributing to this team also? And so, when you get in and you've got in your back pocket, you've got some experience and you've got the wherewithal to stick around the extra 5 minutes on an open house, because that's when they always show up. You've got like that advantage in your mind of like, I got to do whatever it takes to be successful. And when you find a group of people that are like that, and then they like each other, like you have this unstoppable force to accomplish. You could sell 60 homes a year or 80 homes a year or whatever. And so that's really amazing. I think what I love most about your story that you're about what you're telling us is, one, you're like on version 2.0 or 3.0 of yourself in a new career. But it's also just like, I'm going to go do whatever it takes. And if they say it's open houses and I got to do 14 of them in 2 weeks to get this investor client and have this massive closing, then I'm going to go do that. And then you're not going to second guess it. You're not going to overthink it. You're just going to go do the work. And that's like 99% of it is like, you can like plan and business plan and do all these things and all this stuff. But until you actually go do something, I say it all the time, just go do stuff.
Just do it.
Yeah. Then things just start to happen for you. I don't know, Leslie, did anything she's saying, anything strike you as something that might be worth talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I love your energy about all of this. That's pretty incredible. I was a solo agent for a while, trying to figure it out on my own, and there is nothing that that is compatible to that team environment, right? For a lot of reasons, because yes, the 7 closings in a week, and like, yes, you're doing all of this stuff, but it is, I refer to baseball a lot, but it is a lot like baseball, right? Like, it's a team sport. You are a solo performer, right? Like, you have to get out there and be able to do the job yourself and get it done yourself. But it's such a cool thing to have a home base to come back to, right? And get support, get encouragement, get advice, somebody to walk through those things with you that you don't know how to do yet, right? So yeah, I mean, I think that's, you're definitely on the right path for sure.
Thanks.
We have one of the things that I mean, I'm gonna get back into the I don't know why I closed this, but let me open this back up. I want to show you guys a little bit about, like, the purpose of a team is to basically allow you to go out there and either to really, it's just so you can focus on showing houses, closing deals, doing a little bit of negotiation, and then just starting on over. So you're always in the loop of making like commission dollars in your life, instead of having to worry about, like, how do I do some marketing, or like, I have a little bit of money, what do I do with about like Zillow leads, or then now I've got to get this deal closed, and I've got to, like, now there's like 700 things we got to do when something goes under contract. And with a team, it's like they basically do, if they do it right, looking up there, if they do it right, they are like, you're basically, you're showing up, you're following up with your leads, you're planning out your showing schedules and your open house schedules, you're answering some emails and some phone calls, and you're writing contracts and closing deals and practicing your presentations. And all the other things are handled for you. And sometimes you don't even know what all the other things are when you're just getting started. And when you're like you start getting into it, and then like you've done 7 deals or 17 deals or 30 deals or 2 deals or whatever, and you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe I made it through and got all this done. Thank God there weren't any complications, or there weren't that many complications, because I'm not sure like what I would have done. And that's what, just the benefit of having like the team. I'm trying to figure out how to share my screen with you.
Are you like, yeah, the rocket ship?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Is that all right? So this is like, this is a little bit of a definition of how we view things on our end. All right, we want, you're in the middle, okay? And what we've done here is like, on the far left are like all the ideas and all the dumb things that I come up with, and some great things that we come up with, and then like our repeat referral and all that stuff. We get these ideas and it's marketing stuff, and we launch it and we hold it accountable and we track it and we do all these things. And we do, like, we're on, Barbara Corcoran endorses us. We do a lot of emails. Like, we do like, well, that says like, I don't know how many that is, 12 or 13 different like kind of marketing activities that we do to make the phone ring. Okay. And then everybody goes, all these leads go into a database, and there's some automated nurturing that goes on. There's some human element to it that goes on. And then this is where, like, as a buyer agent, or even a listing agent to some extent, where you get to get involved. And as people start to raise their hand and they get closer, and they're like within 3 or 2 or 1 months of like, I'm ready to do something, then that's where like basically you're switched on and you're in like constant communication with them. Then you get them under contract, either by a representation agreement, or you show them some houses, you get them to go into contract on a house, or to list their house for sale. Then you get to turn around and you get to say, hey, closing department or listing manager, here's this, take care of this, because I know you will, because you're really good at it. You've been doing it for 6.5 years plus a couple months with Byrne Real Estate Group, and you're highly trained by Brindley and all these other, Brian Buffini and everybody else. So get them closed, get them to give us a 5-star review and a referral. I'm going to go back over here as a buyer agent. I'm going to start over again with the next person. And just so you know, on a team like us, you'll have at least like 5 people ready to go in the next 0 to 7, 0 to 30 days, ready to buy stuff. Okay. Once you kind of get like certified and graduated into that kind of role. And I'm not like, they're on here, you can ask them if they're that busy right now. My buyer agents. So, and this is and that's the whole point. By me, like by us, like creating these kind of systems so that you can be successful means that then we know we can trust you to close these like extraordinary clients and deals that we're giving you, so that you can keep things moving along. You can make some money. We can get the revenue in that we know it costs to get everything going. And so we just get this awesome cycle going. And when you get like this crazy momentum like we've got going right now, y'all, it is so much fun. I think it's fun. I hope y'all think it's fun.
It's a ton of fun.
So like, and this is just to give you kind of an idea of all the things that like we would offer. And I'm gonna say, here's the deal. Most teams that are really good, or they do a lot of, like, they have this stuff too. So we're not like, haven't created anything new. It's just that our culture is our culture. And that's the difference between us and somebody else. They have their own culture. And that's why it's important for you guys to go interviews. You got to figure out like, who do you trust that's going to get you to where you want to be? And are you going to like vibe with them the whole time? Because it's really important that you like where you go. So like, you know, training, we have like our structured 30, 60, 90 training with Bragg, and sometimes it's 30 days, sometimes it's 45 days, some days it's 20 days, just depends on the person. But we got certain metrics that you got to hit to kind of, you start with not as motivated leads and you work your way into the very motivated leads. And there's lead gen. We teach you how to lead generate. We teach you how to speak with people, how to have a good tone when you're talking, how to time block your schedule, because that's super important. We're going to get into like what full-time, part-time, and all that stuff means, because those questions always come up. Then we have scripts that we practice. We have presentations that we practice, and we do it like, it's kind of a collaborative effort too, because all the agents will help each other out. Support staff will help the agents out when they're doing their things. Even our transaction coordinators and our closing department, like they have scripts too to make sure that we're always asking for referrals and the reviews, and to make sure that we're staying on track to meet and exceed their expectations, because that's really important. You don't want to get a bad review, or you don't want, we always like, the referral business is the best business. It's the easiest business. In the beginning, and basically all the way through, is you get to shadow agents, do buyer tours, consultations. Stephanie, the new Stephanie. She's already starting to do some of that now. It's just her second day. And I know Julia and Matthew and Nathan, if he's on here yet, they do a lot of, they've done a lot of that, and they continue to do that. And they let other agents do that with them also, because it's important to know, like, how do you show a house? What's the right way to do this? What are the right things to say? When's the time to not say anything, right? You got to learn some of those things. How to do offers, open houses, negotiating, and then just answering questions. There's a bajillion of them. Any questions so far? All right. And again, more about just kind of the accountability and the encouragement. We do ask, like, once you start to figure out and like what your goals are and what it is that you want out of like the real estate industry for yourself, we'd sit down and we talk about that, and I will let you know, or Leslie will let you know, or Stephanie will let you know, like, this is what it takes to get to that. And then making sure that the commitment, like your level of commitment to the time and the effort and attitude that's required for that matches what I'm able, or what we're able to give to you. So again, we always want to make sure we're staying aligned in that. And it's serious. There are agents out there that want to be on a team that just want to like go do their own thing. But they just want to have like a place to hang their hat and a place to come in and like talk to people and things like that. Our team's set up more for like, we're doing all this together because we have all these leads, all these people expect so many things from us. We're more set up for like, we're all doing this together in like a big way. That's mostly the truth. And then just to encourage each other, because you got to celebrate all the small things, big, like all the great things, big and small, and even the failures you should celebrate because you learn so much from that stuff. And that's something that we're constantly working on. It's a deep practice for us, for me especially. And again, more about just kind of what the process is like for us. You just kind of earn your way into like some of the inbound leads. And the reason that's important, because that's literally like when somebody calls and says, hey, I'm from Seattle and I want to buy a up to $550,000 house. Can you help me? Well, of course, right? Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be here for 3 days and I need to be on a contract by Monday. Okay, right? We get a lot of those kind of phone calls, and we want to trust those people that we know can get them closed and get them serviced and served well and with integrity. So we train you to get to that point and then turn you loose, sort of, right?
Yeah.
Am I the only one out here?
Nope. That is exactly what we do.
And more about just like success through others and the importance of a team. Like I was saying earlier, 87% of the agents fail. I want to encourage you guys, if you're going to make this, if you're serious about this and you want to make more than like $40,000 a year in your pocket after you pay your broker, your taxes, your marketing, and all that other stuff, you're going to work full time and then some. We interview a lot of people every day, so we don't just take anybody on the team. And oftentimes we will let people know, and they will tell us also like they just want to do a 40-hour week or whatever it is. And I got to tell you, that's not enough to be successful in real estate. And by the way, be successful is different for everybody, but I imagine that it's at least you want to have food on the table, your lights on, pay for your car, gas it, have nice enough stuff. And in America right now, like that takes like $70,000 a year. And that means that you're having to work more than that, like more than the average American that would do on a 9-to-5 as a real estate agent to be successful. So be thinking about that when you're identifying what your goals are. You'd be thinking about like more than anything, like how much time are you willing to commit to being successful? Now, it's not like you're working 80 hours a week forever, but in the beginning, you're working a lot. And I can't dress that up anyway for you. Am I right or wrong about that?
You're very right. Very, very right.
We could have some more. I know you guys have a lot of questions about that. So generally people have a lot of questions about that. So we'll get back into that if you'd like to. Well, Allison, how many hours are you working? She's still on?
Did you see me do a sigh?
Oh no, I minimized your faces.
I don't count my hours, but I can tell you that I wake up in the morning and I start working. I'm doing the things probably up till about 8 o'clock at night, but when you're in a transaction, you're going to be working. Sometimes I got a text the other night at midnight. So it's different, it's not, I don't calculate it. That's not how I view it. I view it as this is the organic nature of real estate, which means you're going to be having this by your side at all times, even when you're mowing the yard. I actually just went paddleboarding on my birthday on the lake. And I had this in a bag, and I was doing, while I was paddleboarding, I was having to do a transaction on my phone while I was paddleboarding on my birthday. So that's the nature. I don't calculate it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It's whatever it takes, right?
It's whatever it takes. So I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for. I don't look at it. I'm just doing the job of a realtor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Leslie, Julia, Matthew, Nathan, they can all attest to like how much they work. And like, we have to have like these forced days off. And that just sometimes the day off means that they're not going to make it to the 8:30 stand up. I mean, like they're still doing stuff.
That's correct.
What are the, when there's the cows in the front yard, you got to milk it every day. This real estate market is not going to be like this forever. Right. So when this stuff's going on, and clients are calling you just saying, I need to do this, I need to do that, whatever, do this, then you just do it. You take advantage of what's going on. So yeah, and I bring up this part-time thing or these hours because this is like, you need to be realistic with yourself. If you're expecting to make $100 grand a year, what do you really honestly think you have to do to make $100 grand a year when the average American, just so you know, that works 34.4 hours a week, which is somehow the average for a household, their net income is like 70 grand. For a realtor to make 70 grand, you got to make like $150,000 because you got to pay your broker, you got to pay your taxes, you got marketing and all that stuff. You got to back all that money out to get to that money, right? And to make $150,000 in Austin is not that hard because the average commission is like 12 grand or 13 grand. I mean, it's still like, that's a deal a month. And if you don't know anything about what you're doing, what are you going to do to make a deal a month? You're going to do whatever it takes. And it's not waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why I'm getting off on this subject right now, but like, it's legit stuff because you got to talk to people. Like, I know that I've got to talk to 20 people a day for a week to get a deal, right? And that's me. I've been doing this for 25 years.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is for you? So when you go on a team, we compress how long it takes for you to start making money down to like 90 days versus maybe you'll make it in 2 years, right? We compress it to 90 days. Some of you may not make, most of you, some of you, all of you, a couple of you will maybe or maybe not make it in 2 years. That's why you go on a team. They're leveraging you for your time and effort and your expertise. You're leveraging them for their leads and their ability to get it closed, and because you believe them that they're going to hold you accountable and train you to be even more extraordinary than you already are. How's that sound? Oh, we're already at this slide. This was fun. We celebrated a great quarter. I don't remember which one it was. But that's how much, like, literally, we have so many things going on. Like 3 hours that topped off was all the enjoyment we got out of it. And I'm pretty sure we were all on the phone the whole time. Yeah. There's a laptop in there too, somewhere.
I wrote a contract sitting there.
You were writing a contract. That's right. And the thing, like, I'm not trying to tell this like to scare you. It's a lot of fun too. You learn a lot of things about yourself. You start to question, like, is this really what I want to be doing? And you find out either the answer is yes or no. You know, and you learn, like, do I like these people? Do I like this part of it? Do I really want to be a buyer agent? Do I really want to check out the listing side? Do I really just want to do the marketing? I love TikTok and these things. Or do I really want to get into transaction coordinating? Like, there's so many like pieces of it you can get into. I will tell you, for all of them though, you be a great person. You got to have a fun personality, right? And you've got to be able to like mix with the team. Because if you're not mixing, if you decide you're not out there mixing with people, you get on a team, you're going to be mixing with the teammates and you see them all the day and you're going to see them at the most stressed they've probably ever been in their life. And it's acute. It comes and goes really fast. So you just have to be able to like be around that and just know that that's going to be part of it. But I think most jobs are like at least that part of it. I don't know. Never had one. Hey, do you guys, Nathan or Leslie, you want to tell them a little bit about like what a day is like for you?
Yeah.
Did you know on this slide?
I knew that I was with Kayla, but I didn't know with you. So day in the life, you're up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, so that you can self-care, right? Because that's about all the time that you get. And then you are, I pretty much work between 6 and 7:30 the entire time, getting dressed, trying to get kids ready for school. There's working going on in there. And then my drive to work, and then I'm at work, and we are going a million miles a minute by the time 8 o'clock hits. So and it goes like that. So we are doing we do a morning huddle. And that is our good and grateful for the day. So that is our time to all just sit around, look at each other and enjoy what we have in life, right? Share the extraordinary things. And then there is script practice, prepping contracts, talking about negotiating, talking about what's going on with each client. All of us have a lot going on. So I'm talking with each person about the people that they have that are going to be writing contracts in the next 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, how we can move those people along, what we need to do. We very much are at a place where people only get a certain, like, I can dedicate this weekend to these 2 people. And then like, we've got to find them what they need. So making sure that we're prepped, ready, prepared, and only showing them things that are going to be relevant to them, right? We don't have a lot of time to waste anymore in showing people 500 properties. So it's a lot of that, and then going out on showings, doing video tours for people, a lot of communicating with our team throughout the day, and then that goes on usually until somewhere between sometimes like 8:30ish, sometimes midnight. So it just depends on what's going on. That's at least 6 days a week.
Yeah, and Leslie's taken on, like, her role is like senior buyer agent, and then with Nathan and Matthew and Julia and now Stephanie Aguilar, like, it's also training them and using them as a showing assistant and teaching them how to negotiate and teaching them how to go to, like, on inspections and how to deal with appraisals. It's like we're training them to get so that they have the tools to be extraordinary and to be able to, like, then move up, and then they can be in a place where they can start trading if they want, or they can just go out and sell. But to give the, is to train them up, right? And to do it quickly. Like Leslie just said, she's like, we're quarterbacking, or she's quarterbacking. There's clients coming in to a weekend. I can only do so much. We can only be in so many places. And the more we pour into it, like, the more people there are for them to address. So then we like, so that's why we're always looking for more people. It's like, who do we like, and who is going to be like us that wants to, like, you know, be the number one team by 2025 in Central Texas and help us sell 2,000 homes a year. Like, who can we count on to, like, get us to that point? Because we're all in on that, right? And so, so she's also training them a lot now. Like Julia, I see you're like right in the middle of my screen, Julia. So maybe you can tell them a little bit about what it's like for you, because you're like relatively new into the process.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as, I mean, so you start, you're going to get on and you're going to learn. It really ramps up really quickly. You're kind of like a sponge whenever you come in, and I know so much more now than I did 2.5 months ago. So much more about the industry, about myself, about what it takes. But yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. This is a great group of people to be around. You know, I went on showings. Today I was at inspections like yesterday. It's just different every single day, but I think that's what keeps it fresh.
Hey, Matthew or Nathan or anybody? No.
So with my experience, like as we're speaking right now, I was up doing showings in Georgetown, and that took up a large portion of my day. I still got to make time for some lead generation, because you have 2 jobs in this industry, and that's lead generation and then sales. But I'm sitting at a McDonald's right now using McDonald's internet to be on this call and be on this career night and just tell you about my experience and let you know that the team's the way to go. So it's really, you could be doing anything. I'm at McDonald's right now.
Are you eating McDonald's?
Oh no, Leslie, you know, okay. I can't eat.
Why did you ask that question, Leslie?
So one thing that you should know about our team is that we treat the whole person, right? It is not just we are very concerned about I get in trouble all the time for eating things from 7-Eleven, right? You have to take care of yourself in those kind of ways, because otherwise you cannot be your best self for your team or for your clients, right? So yeah, we
go all in. I mean, we're like, we worry about people's health, their exercise, how things are at home, but you're like, you spend a lot of time together and you're talking about so many intense things constantly, like it's almost unavoidable. Mm-hmm. And it's not like, and here's the deal, like, we don't expect you to like jump right in or expect anybody to jump right in and just be like totally transparent about their lives and all that stuff. I mean, you get in, you're like, all right, these guys seem kind of cool, or this team seems kind of cool. Let me get in and check it out. And then you kind of like, you just earn that trust with each other going back and forth. And Leslie and I and a lot of us actually all know each other pretty well. So we're just really open about everything that's going on in our lives because it affects everything that you do.
Mm-hmm.
We back each other up constantly. It's support. I mean, I'm on the phone. I call Leslie a lot. She calls me some. Just talking about things and like what's the right thing for the business and the team and how do we get better at certain situations and just things like that. I mean, we're constantly working and tweaking and improving. Tony Robbins always says life, like you always have problems, you just want to have better problems. So like I love Tony with all my heart and soul. So like maybe he's like my 5th favorite person, but but like I'm just like, okay, that makes sense to me. I want to have better problems, right? Yeah. So that's kind of what we're after. That's not our, actually it is kind of an MO. And we just want to be awesome. We want, like, you get to this journey of life and you start getting into it. You're just like, okay, well, I want to have some different experiences than a lot of these other people I know because I know I can. And then I want to find a group of people that's going to help me get there. And then we go.
Yep.
What else? Some of you guys are being really quiet. I can't even see your faces. Some of you that I can see your faces, tell me, you have any questions? You got to be thinking something other than what are these crazy people talking about?
I want to know what your expectations are in the market. Because right now, obviously, it's crazy, right? So in the coming years, what do you expect the market to do, especially in Austin?
I'll be really honest about that. Like, beats the shit out of me. I have no idea. I've been doing this forever. I've been through 2 cycles. Like it's doing stuff that I thought finally, I was like, oh good, Corona's here. It's gonna go to hell in a handbasket. Like, let's go buy some property. Well, I had like a 3-day window for that before it went bananas, I just don't know. And it's not, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's still gonna be, people still gotta buy and sell houses. So you just figure out like how you gotta be in front of the right people, find the right motivated people, and who you're gonna spend your time with. So I've been through this. Like I've been through I went through the tech bubble and then I went through the financial crunch. Like that sucked, right? But it was a mindset thing. Once I got my mind right, it was fine. Ish. It's an adjustment because like when the market is great and then it just stops overnight and then it's like a free fall. And is the free fall like 3 days like it was for Corona, or is it like 3 years like financial, or like 2 months like it was for the tech bubble? Like, I don't know. I have no idea. It feels like the world's on fire right now though. So like, I have no idea what's going to happen. All I know is that we have like, all of our clients are amazing. Most of them are all really amazing people, right? And most of the people you meet, they just want to have a home for their family. So their kids can go to school, so they can be close to their house, so they can put a little away for retirement. Like their struggles are the same struggles that you have. And they're just looking for a little bit of leadership to get them into a house or to get their house sold. And it's not always about the money. Sometimes it's about like getting the job done. So whether there's more buyers than there are sellers, or there's more sellers than there are buyers, it's the same skills of getting it done. And it all takes effort and attitude. So great question, long answer.
So Harrison, why are you asking that question? What's your thought process there?
Well, I just know it's just a different market right now. Obviously just like everyone's getting into real estate, everyone's trying to buy homes in Austin. It's never always like that. So I just want to see his perspective on how he thought about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's Austin. So like, we think we're great here and it probably won't be as bad, when things go south, if that's but it's not going to matter. There's still, and it's even like, you almost want the market to turn because more agents get out of the business. They talk themselves out of it. You get more, that's when you take market share, when the market like quote unquote goes down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why I got so excited about Corona. And then I was like, damn it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, appreciate it.
We're doing it anyways. Yeah.
Hi, here. This is Mia. I have a question.
Hi.
I'm pretty new, and English is my second languages. And after get my license, I joined the Keller Williams Georgetown because I live here, so close to me. And then there are so many training there. And my coach, I tell my coach, do I need a team to join with and to study from each other? Because I feel so busy and there are so many trainings on me, and I don't know clearly what to do. But she said, no, you can study your business. You don't need a team. Well, so I always very confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't have any experience with like this English as a second language and like trying to like, if I went to China, I'd be like, I have no idea. And I say it because my wife's from China. I'm not making something. But like, I don't know what it's like to go to a different country and like try to sell real estate in a very, it's super intense. So my suggestion would probably be either find a team that's like, is like you, or go like all in your community of where people speak your language and like just go connect with all of them so that it's not, you're not like making it really hard on yourself.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
it's hard. I mean, there's a lot of communication that goes on, in a transaction. And so I'm thinking like, if you have a language barrier, that's like triple hard. And it's already hard enough. So yeah, make it easy for you. I mean, you want to be successful, like don't make it super complicated.
Yeah, and I remember one of your team write me a letter and welcome to join you. I join your team, and I check the location is in you are in Mopec somewhere. I check this drive there, 50 more minutes. I know most of the time people can work at home, but you still have to go to the office to communicate with people. But if the situation gets better and we have to drive to the office, for me, the traffic and 50 minutes drive to there, I feel a little bit far. That's why I write back to her. I said, "Oh, your team is too far to me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I trust you. That's a fair assessment. I mean, it's your time. But you know, sometimes there's little webinars like this, you just learn some good information. But I would get really involved in your community and start pounding away on them. And when I say your community, I mean like people that speak your language, your first language.
Yeah.
That way, like things just aren't so difficult. Because it's a lot of communication.
Yeah.
Would you guys agree? It's a lot of communication.
It is a lot of communication.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're only on the phone for about 25 hours a day, something like that.
No big deal.
That's Nathan, y'all.
Hey.
I just wanted to ask a question too. So you guys talked a little bit about one-on-one training and kind of like what a little bit of the expectation is whenever you are in your first couple of days. So I was just wondering if there's like one specific person who's kind of in charge of that, or is it kind of like, you know, one of the team leads, or how does that work?
That's all you, girlfriend.
I'm so sorry. I had a client ask me a question.
No.
Can you?
She wants to know who's the boss of the training.
No, I don't think there is a boss of the training. Everybody in our office has incredible experience in everything. I most definitely am going to hold you very accountable to what your goals are, what needs to be done, all of that kind of stuff. But you're going to be surrounded by people that have experience in all kinds of areas that you're going to want to pay attention to for sure. And Clay has weekly meetings with everyone as well to make sure, you know, you're on the track that you want to be and all of that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't say that there's a boss of the training.
Yeah.
I very much am still learning stuff. Clay is probably still learning stuff. Like we're looking to people all the time to gain as much knowledge as we possibly can.
How it like if you got onboarded, you would visit a lot, you'd spend a lot of time with Leslie, you would spend some time with some of the other agents because they're hot shotting around doing stuff and you need to shadow to learn some of like vernacular and have, you know, learn about like what inspections are like and showing houses and open houses and doing all that stuff. And it's like really the more you get involved and the more you insert yourself, the faster you progress.
Yeah.
Right. You spend time with Stephanie on systems and operations and things like that. Kayla spends a lot of time with you, walking you through some of the, some more of the systems and the operations we have. Kayla's been an ISA. She's done so many of the hats. So she's got a lot of valuable insight for you to teach you how to the whole point of this, guys, is it's a pipeline accelerator. You build your business and you can just start, you just do it faster. Instead of being one of the 87% that washes out in 2 years, you're one of the 13% that's wildly successful in the first, in our minds, in 90 days. If you don't have a contract in 90 days, we know something's up.
Yeah.
Allison got 39 in 2 weeks. So but it's the whole point of this is it's to be around amazing people and to make money. So we've got Stephanie, Kayla, and even Christine and Bailey, and everybody is here to make sure you're moving forward quickly. Now, we can't do it unless you do the work with a good attitude, right? Those are the things that we care about.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a minimum standards of how many people you talk to a day and how many presentations you give and what your conversion is and how many appointments you set. We have that because we got to have something, right? To know where you measure up and how you're what activities you're doing every day, every week, every month, things like that. If you get into a situation like that, my suggestion is to do more than what's on the piece of paper.
Yeah. Yeah. They're minimum. Yeah. How many open houses did you do, Allison? 14.
Yep, you're muted.
Yep. 14 or more, and I have a big one this Saturday. So I'm the only weekends that I'm not doing an open house are because, I'm going out of town or something else is happening, but it's been 14 plus. So I think this Saturday will be my 15th or 16th open house since I started. And I put my official start date at June 1st, actually. So what does that mean? June to July, July to August. It's been a lot of open houses.
Yeah. And when I started, guys, we didn't even have the internet. So I did open houses all day, every day, all the time, because back then people would come into town. I did it in Lakeway. They just drive around. You had no idea when people were going to show up. But dude, I followed up the Ivies, the Steins. I followed up with people for years, and then all of a sudden things would just pop, and then they would refer people to me, and they would refer people to me. So what's great about open houses is that you're out there on the street talking to buyers and sellers in real time that want to do stuff. It's not just buyers, there's sellers there too.
Yes, there are.
So open houses are
people that want to do both. They want to sell their house to buy the house that you're either sitting in or a different one that might be in the neighborhood. So all those are there.
So I'm gonna slide into one of my favorite slides, and I see you guys. I don't think we're gonna have this problem with you, but this is about how you present yourself. And it might shock you that I have to have this conversation, but I would highly recommend that you groom yourself, that you wear professional clothes, that you don't stink, that dandruff and lint. Guys, I'm bringing this up because I see this almost every day. All right, you have to present yourself in a professional manner because you're telling people out in the world, I'm going to represent you in the biggest financial decision, one of the biggest financial decisions you've ever made. You can trust me. Clean your car, empty your trash. If you're a hoarder, don't do it in your car. All those things, I know it's funny, it's silly, but literally I smelled somebody, it smelled like they were in the hallway. I was like, dude, it smells like you were sleeping in the street last night. What are you doing here? Go home and clean up. So those things matter. Everything that you do, you're a highly public figure. You're highly visible in the public marketplace, in a place where it's some of the highest commissions you can earn from selling something, other than jet engines for Rolls Royce, right? This is where you're going to make you can make as unlimited income potential, and you can do it. You go get a license. You study for 60 hours in a week or whatever. You're licensed. You're ready to go. You pass the test. Boom. So just outsmart your competition and take care of how you look and how you present. I mean, that's it matters. It just matters. So when you go do open houses, it matters how you present. Put some thought into it, put a little effort into it. It saddens me that I have to have that conversation out loud, but that's the way things are. Anyways, on that note, what other questions do you have? I should probably have that conversation earlier. Anybody else? Any questions? I know it seems silly, y'all, but it matters. Don't smell like weed. Like, come on, like.
Yep.
People know when they walk in and they meet you for the first time, like they're judging you immediately.
Yeah.
The less you make it about you and the more you make it about them, you're a safe place to invest their time and money, then the easier your life will be. All right. Sweet. That was fun. You guys, any other questions about teams or real estate or anything like that? Nope. All right. Well, thanks for coming. Appreciate you guys. Good luck in your careers. If you want to have a conversation with us specifically, we will send you an email and you can reach out and get on Kayla, raise your hand. Yeah, you'll get on Kayla's schedule and you'll have just kind of everything's confidential, by the way, all the conversations we have.
Hey, I'm trying to chat. I cannot, it's not coming on. Did somebody block the chat all of a sudden? I'm trying to chat. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm hitting the chat and it's going away. Oh, wait, I found it. Never mind. I just want to chat. I was trying to chat directly to you. So I got it.
You. Me?
I got it.
Leslie?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just going to come to all of us. It's fine.
Also, we have multiple open houses this weekend, and I'm gonna send our Instagram handle in the chat for y'all to check it out and come see some of our listings and meet some of our agents.
Yeah,
Awesome.
come say hi.
Yeah, actually do that. If you want to go corner one of the agents and talk to them about what it's really like to do all this stuff, you're more than welcome to do it.
Yeah. That's what I did before I joined. So totally a move you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
maybe
sure we all have open houses this weekend. Come corner us.
someone that's newer, see what they have to say about the team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. All right, y'all. Well, you're awesome. Hey, Allison, I've got Clay. We could have doing a private Zoom call. Do you have the time? Let me. I don't, but I do tomorrow. How do I communicate? Text me your email or chat me your phone number. I'll text you.
Okay. Yeah, you weren't supposed to read that out loud with lip, that was like, I'm just saying.
I just like to talk.
that was the whole reason of the private chat, but that's
Well, I
okay.
see that now. It says direct message.
That's why it was private.
I'll leave it in, dude.
And I'm gonna go ahead and read that to everybody in the group. Okay.
I mumbled though. Does that count?
I didn't hear most of it, so you're good.
I didn't understand any of it.
Yeah.
You're good.
I think you're safe.
It's awesome. Okay, I got it.
All right, y'all. You're amazing. Hey, and if your careers, anytime, you can call us and talk to us. Just say you're on a career night, you have these questions, you're wondering what to do about your career, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just call us. We're here to help. We know the more that we help you, when we run into you on the other side of a transaction, we know it's going to be a better transaction.
Yeah.
You guys need to be sponges. Soak it all up. It is very competitive out there, so do everything that you can to give yourself a competitive advantage, including wear nice clothes.
Brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
That's a good one.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Thank you, Clay.
Thanks so much,
Appreciate the
Clay.
time.
That was awesome.
Bye-bye.
Have a good rest of your week.